My name is Rob Hunger. For those of you that don't know me, I'm the Exhibitor Relations Director for Cherry Capital Comic Con, and the Gary Reed Award is something that is very special to all of us here at C4. For those without context, Gary Reed, who is the publisher for Caliber Comics.
Just a little bit.
If only we could have fixed this before it started.
We get feedback on our feedback. Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that you made him do that, Pat. You're taller.
Wait a minute. So
I'd rather not have a screech in people's ears in the middle of your talk.
Okay.
Well,
Gary Reed, the publisher for Caliber Comics, was a very dear and close personal friend of the show, and we unfortunately lost him unexpectedly a few years ago. As such, we wanted to honor Gary's spirit, and the way that we decided to do that was in a way that Gary, I think, would both be proud of, and he would be incredibly angry at us for doing, and that was to name an award after him. So the whole context of the Gary Reed Independent Creator of the Year Award is not only to celebrate those who are putting out fantastic independent comics work, but who also take their time to invest in the next generation of comics creators, who teach and uplift and continue to bring the rest of the crew with them and help other creators bring their works to the market and see their visions come true. We started this award 3 years ago. I'm going to introduce our prior two winners. So our inaugural winner from 2 years ago is Mr. Seth the Moose. Come on up, Seth.
Yeah, you gotta step up, man.
All the way up.
Step up to the streets. Seth, you gotta form a handshake line, man. You gotta form a handshake line.
And last year's winner, Dan Doherty. So a little bit of backstory on how the Gary Reed Awards works. We spend months putting nomination forms out on the web. Comics pros and fans alike both have a chance to nominate a creator that they feel best embodies Gary's spirit. We spend weeks and weeks and weeks crunching all of those nominations as they come in, and then an independent selection committee goes through those and votes on who they believe should be the finalists for the Gary Reed Award. This panel includes folks from Cherry Capital Comic Con, but also includes other industry professionals, comics retailers, comics journalists. So it is outside of the circle as well. This truly is an independent panel that makes these selections. After that, votes are tallied from those folks, all independently, and absolutely, we don't see any of it. So all we see are the results. We don't know who voted for who. The finalist ballots go out, so it's a very deep vetted process. And we are left with truly the best of the best each year, these creators. And in the past 3 years, I cannot think of one person that has been on the stage who is not deserving of this award. They are all fantastic creators. So, in the spirit of passing the torch, I'm going to have Dan come up and introduce this year's finalists. So Dan will introduce this year's finalists and give a little context around who they are and what they do. And then he will present the awards. So thank you so much for coming. Dan Doherty, folks.
Take this off here a second. No feedback?
My feedback is that you're doing a great job.
So far, so good. I got one sentence in, I'm doing great.
Musings of an angel right there.
First off, again, it really is an honor to be up here among some people who I think are not only immense talents, all doing things that are enriching and lifting up the comics community in their own special way too. I mean, each one of the things that I will say about them is different. There's some overlap, of course, but I mean, it's really great to know that there's so many different ways of making it in this business and helping others. And that they're all kind of like, they're friends. We're friends. It's a weird thing that happens because I was told by Rob the amount of people who are nominated or considered for this is pretty far-reaching. It goes beyond just this community. It seems like it even goes possibly international. That right there says a lot about how great this award is to me for keeping the spirit of a man that a lot of us really knew or loved dearly alive long after he's gone and long after the people who knew him even will be gone. This is going beyond just this room right now, so I think that's great. But if I can say something about the individuals here, I'm going to start with the one who actually has a nickname. We know who it is. Victor, the hardest working man in comics, Dandridge. Let's give it up for Victor. Victor is definitely, I've known Victor for some time, and I've seen him do many things that I think are just impressive. He's obviously just, as a sheer creator, has a staggering output and an impressive work ethic.
I love you too.
Hey man, I'm not done though. There's other things you've done. We're going to talk about some demons. No, he's in, and on top of that, he lifts other people up. I mean, even when I was coming up early on, he was when he was working for Wizard World.
What?
When I first met him, he was one of those guys who was helping a lot of people out, making sure that creators got their opportunity to actually be seen out there. And his You Create Comics line, which I would definitely recommend to any educators, has been something that I think is revolutionary for a lot of schools who don't know how to do this sort of thing and need it. Victor does that, and he doesn't do it just like, it's not like he's doing it because he's passionate about it. Let's just say that. He's passionate about what he does. Victor's passion is infectious. I had to see a doctor for it.
I was gonna say, my initials are VD, it's not
However, oh God, I'm just gonna give him the microphone. He can take the rest of it. But so he's the only one with a nickname. So I thought I would try to give the other ones nicknames. Yeah, get ready. It's gonna get worse. I'm gonna start with Corinne. So you might be the hardest working man in comics, but I think Corinne is the work hard, play hard, but in bed at a sensible hour-ist person in comics. If you want somebody to get the smackdown though, Corinne will do it. I have seen her through glass sometimes. I saw her with the hand at this one woman who I needed her to talk to. She talked to her and we got it resolved. But in all seriousness though, I mean, Corinne is phenomenal talent first and foremost. I mean, I love seeing, anytime I see her work online, and her watercolor work is just staggering and truly original. I don't think anyone would mistake her work for anyone else's. It's just definitely her own. But I love reading through the comment section of your work when you post it, because you are catching the attention of countless people in the industry all the time, and doing it in a really modest and just a giving way. Corinne also is an educator, which I deeply admire and respect. I know that she works in, what's the name of the school? I'm blanking. Kendall, thank you. I was going to say Kendrick, and I was like, that's a rapper. Kendall College, and the work that she's done there, I hear about from people independently of her telling me about it. It's when you get somebody like that who is humble and is passionate and is genuine. I'm very proud that I get to call her a friend as well. So there's Corinne. This is tough, right? So my initial, I've got a couple of nicknames for Casey. I'm going to pick my favorite one though, because Victor is the hardest working man in comics. I think Casey is the hardest working person in comics.
Hey, there you
Oh. Again, Casey, I have the luxury of knowing her for some time now, and I get to be there for all these things, these accomplishments that she's made. She's a phenomenal writer. She's an aspiring writer. I've seen a lot of people come to Casey for advice on how to break through and how to make their own thing in a way that she's doing. But Casey, where to begin? You're a hustler. You're also a positive role model for other people. Everything that you share with the world online, in person, at conventions, or just out there doing what you do for your day job, even always comes from this place of positivity, energy. We can do this. We can do it together. The work that she's done for SourcePoint Press is a huge part of what has made SourcePoint Press even exist. And we'll get to that also in a second. But it's just, what's great too is that you're gonna go look back there at SourcePoint Press and see that table and see a community of people who are hustling harder, as Dirk said. And I think that Casey's the face of that to me. It's always been seeing Casey at the table makes me feel that SourcePoint's going somewhere, because she's not going to stop. She cannot stop. You're an inspiration. So give it up for Casey first. Oh, Travis. Oh boy. Oh, she's
First point stuff on Casey.
yeah. I mean, we're done with these questions, right? No. Okay. So. All right, man. All right, so we got Travis. I've got a couple things for Travis. My favorite one, though, is if we're talking about work ethic, it is Travis worked to death and asked to be buried in his best flip-flops, McIntyre. I'm actually kind of bummed that you're not wearing flip-flops. It killed the joke.
Not this time.
Travis, I'm hoping Travis, always the bridesmaid, McIntyre. Travis. That's rough, right? That's rough. Yeah, nice guys finish last, McIntyre.
Susan Lucci.
I just feel like we're probably going to miss him.
I mean, I don't know.
I think the nicest thing you can say about me is that
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
So no matter who wins.
he's kind of taking my speech from me, but I'll try to pull it back from him before he takes over. Because he's good at being in charge of stuff. Travis, he is. Travis is the head of SourcePoint Press. Travis is the reason why a lot of creators here are getting to follow their passion and follow their dreams. He's a creator himself. I mean, you have worked on your own books. You have made your own work. And that alone would bring you up here. But the amount of people in this room that have benefited from Travis and the work that SourcePoint does, I mean, it's staggering. And a lot of us, we know this. He'll bust your chops about it sometimes. Yeah, he will. Yeah, he's probably been busting my chops about this the entire time I've been up here.
No, he has not at all.
Yeah. But Travis truly is building something. That whole team is building something. But again, it's I think everyone recognizes the amount of hard work, the intelligence, the savvy of it, the wisdom of also knowing like how to work with different people of different all different backgrounds and all different genres. Travis has been able to wrangle all that and make it look good. I'm very proud to be a part of the SourcePoint team, obviously, and I think a lot of people can say the same thing. So, yeah, without further ado, that's Travis McIntyre. I'm ready.
Don't drop it.
Okay. The Gary Reed Independent Creator of the Year Award for 2019 goes to Travis McIntyre.